So myself Asma Kausar. I'm here lecturer mechanical in GPT Warangal. Here I'm here to teach you on design of machine elements. So the chapter is shafts. So here we are designing shaft based on the rigidity. So in earlier class we were discussed design of shaft based on strength. So in the previous period we have studied the design of shaft on basis of torsional load or torsional only, and so next discussed bending stress only, and next combined torsion and bending stress. So based on these three we were designed shaft, so and solved some problems on shaft considering the above loads. So next in this chapter, so on the completion of this period, you will be able to understand the design of shaft on basis of torsional rigidity and lateral rigidity. So here in this chapter, in this period, we are discussing the design of shaft based on the rigidity. So here we have two types of rigidities. One is torsional rigidity and second one is lateral rigidity. So we will discuss about these things, and the factors need to be considered for the above rigidity conditions. So while doing the rigidity, while considering rigidity, we need to consider some factors. So these are going to study in the next in this chapter. So here, first one is torsional rigidity. What is torsional rigidity? The resistance against deformation under the action of shear force. That is, the force acting tangential to the resisting surface is called rigidity. Here, the resistance against deformation under the action of shear force. So, when there is a shear force, there is an equivalent opposite reaction from the part. That resistance is called rigidity. So, here, that is the force acting tangential to the resisting surface. So then it is called rigidity. So when you are applied any force, so the part itself opposes that deformation by that load. So that resistive force is called rigidity. Here the force is acting tangential to the resisting surface, then it is called torsional rigidity. So here the deformation under shear. So here the resistance against the deformation under the action of shear force, the force, that is the force acting tangential to the resisting surface, is called rigidity, that is torsional rigidity. So here the torsional rigidity in the shaft is nothing but angle of twist for a circular shaft. For circular shaft, torsional rigidity is nothing but the angle of twist is the torsional rigidity. So, while designing a shaft based on torsional rigidity, the angle of twist or torsional deflection is we consider theta. So, here angle of twist or torsional deflection is theta in radians, may be obtained by using the relation T by J equal to G theta by L. So, that is, so here what we are taking is angle of twist. Theta equal to, so in previous design, so we were taken T by J equal to tau by R. So that is based on the stress. Here we are designing the shaft based on the angle of twist, that is torsional rigidity. So that's why we are taking T by J equal to G theta by L. So here theta equal to TL by Gj. Here, where T is equal to torque on shaft, that is Newton mm. J is the polar moment of inertia of shaft, that is mm power 4 units. G here is the modulus of rigidity, that is Newton per mm square. Theta is angle of deflection or angle of twist, that is in radians. And L is length of the shaft in mm. So this is the equation. You should, based on this equation, you can able to design the shaft based on rigidity, torsional rigidity. So how you can find the diameter of the shaft means here where the dia is there. So here T equal to torque. J is polar moment of inertia of shaft, that is pi by 32 into d to the power of 4 is the polar moment of inertia. From that, so while knowing the value of J, you can find the D value. So this is the design of shaft based on torsional rigidity. So important formula is T by J equal to G theta by L. Theta is the angle of twist equal to TL by Gj. So for solid shaft, the value of T and J can be found from the equation. How can we find T if the power and RPM is given in the problem? So P equal to 2 pi nt by 60. From this, you can able to find the value of T by knowing power and speed values. And J is pi by 32 d power 4. After knowing the J value, you can directly find the value of D. So here P equal to power transmitted by shaft in kilowatts or watts. So N is RPM and D is the diameter of the shaft, that is in mm. Torque is kilonewton meter. If the power is in watts, torque is in Newton meter. So to substitute in the formula, torque should be converted into Newton mm. So based on the power, you can find the T value. Next, after knowing J value, we can find the D value. So next one is, for the hollow shaft, the same T value can be found out by P equal to 2 pi nt by 60 and J value will be changed. In the hollow, we have inner diameter and outer diameter. So J value is pi by d power capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 by 32 into capital D. Capital D is the outer diameter, small d is the inner diameter. Here the power P equal to power, that is kilowatts, N is RPM, D is the external diameter of the shaft in mm, small d is the internal diameter of the shaft in mm, and T is torque kilonewton meter. So this is how we can find the value of shaft, that is solid shaft diameter and hollow shaft diameters, by using these formulas. So here important one is T by J equal to G theta by L. So in the problem, they'll give the angle of twist and so the power and so in this way we can find the diameter of the shaft using torsional rigidity. So these are the very important formulas regarding torsional rigidity. So next important one is torsional stiffness. So torsional stiffness is nothing but is defined as the amount of torque required to twist the shaft through 1 degree. So torque required to twist the shaft through 1 degree is called torsional stiffness. The strength of the shaft is measured by the amount of torque it can transmit. So strength of the shaft is measured by the amount of torque it is transmitted. So here limiting the torsional deflection is very important because the shaft with excessive deflection cannot be used for certain purposes and a more rigid section must be chosen. So as per the specifications, the angle of twist must not exceed 1 degree for the length of shaft equal to the 20 times the diameter. So that is the limitation for the angle of twist. So here the strength of the shaft is measured by the amount of torque it can transmit. The next important one is lateral rigidity. So here lateral rigidity, the lateral deflection of a shaft when used in a machine is often more important than its strength. So here what is the lateral rigidity means? The resistance against the lateral deflection of the shaft under the action of external load. So when you take this example, so the shaft is in between two bearings. So the shaft consists of a pulley. Because of the pulley, it has some lateral deflection. So here for accommodate that, there is some provision given for in bearings. So if it crosses this limit, it can be dangerous. So here the shaft resists against the external force, lateral deflection of the shaft under the action of external loading. So here it possesses some rigidity over this external loading. So that is lateral rigidity. So as a result of large deflection, there will be an excessive amount of wear on bearings. So if it crosses the limit of minimum limit, then there is a chance of wear out of bearings. So here, and it must be within the permissible limit to maintain proper bearing clearance of gear teeth alignment. So here the proper minimum clearance will be given to accommodate this deflection. If it crosses that limit, there is a chance of wear out of bearings. The deflection of shaft under vertical loading. So as a result of large deflection, there will be excessive amount of wear on the bearings and it must be within the permissible limit to maintain proper bearing clearance of gear teeth. So there must be proper clearance. So it should not cross that minimum limit. So the deflection of shaft for various types of loads may be computed by using the formula y equal to constant into W L cube by EA. The deflection of shaft for various type of loads may be computed by using the formula y equal to constant into W L cube by EA. So here Y is the lateral deflection, W is load on shaft N, L is supported length of shaft mm, and E is modulus of elasticity Newton per mm square, I is moment of inertia mm power 4. So this is the formula for the deflection, that is lateral deflection. So here the constant, so the design of shaft based on lateral deflection, for the I value for solid shaft I equal to pi d to the power of 4 by 64. For hollow shaft, it is pi into capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 by 64. Here capital D is external diameter and small d is internal diameter. So next, design of shaft on lateral deflection. The constant Y depends on the manner of load distribution and supporting conditions. So Y will be changed based on the supporting conditions and type of load applied. For example, for simply supported shaft with concentrated load at the midspan, the expression for deflection is simplified and will be equal to, so it is a simply supported beam. The shaft is supported on supported two ends. It is simply supported beam with middle, so simply supported with concentrated load at the midspan. So then Y equal to, so common thing is WLQ by EI is common. So the changing value is, that is Y equal to 1 by 48. So the constant will be changed based on the supports and type of load. So if it is simply supported with concentrated load at the midspan, then the expression for deflection is WL³ by 48 EI. So next, the cantilever shaft with concentrated loaded free end, and the expression for deflection is simplified and will be equal to Y equal to WL³ by 3 EI. So 1 by 3 is the constant. So here constant value is 1 by 3 for cantilever shaft with the concentrated loaded free end. The deflection equal to WL³ by 3 EI. So here the limiting values, the angle of twist, is limited to 1 degree in length equal to 20 times its diameter of the shaft. So that angle of twist should not be more than 1 degree, as the length of the shaft is 20 times the diameter of the shaft. And in practice, the deflection is limited to 0.84 mm per meter length of the shaft. So the deflection should not increase more than 0.84 mm per meter length. And at the same time, the angular twist should not be more than 1 degree in a length equal to 20 times its diameter of the shaft. So this is the limitations. So here we were discussed about the design of shaft based on the rigidity. So rigidity is nothing but, so it's resist against the deflection or deformation of the shaft is called rigidity. So here we have two types of rigidities. One is torsional rigidity and another one is lateral rigidity. So first one we consider the torsional rigidity. So that is nothing but angle of twist. For a circular shaft, it is angle of twist. So angle of twist is nothing but theta, that is in radians. So to find out theta, T by J equal to G theta by L. So T equal to TL by Gj. If theta value is given, to find the diameter of the shaft, J will be the one. J is nothing but polar moment of inertia, that is mm power 4, and G is modulus of rigidity, that is Newton per mm square. Next, theta is angle of deflection, that is in radians. So if it is given in degrees, you need to convert into radians, that is pi by 180. And the length of the shaft is mm in mm. So here J value for circular shaft is pi by 32 into d to the power of 4 is the J value. For the hollow shaft, J value is pi by external diameter power 4 minus internal diameter power 4 by 32 into external diameter. So here torsional stiffness is the defined as amount of torque required to twist the shaft through 1 degree. So lateral deflection. So deflection of shaft under vertical loading is lateral deflection. It should be within the permissible limit. Otherwise, there are large deflection. There will be excessive amount of wear on the bearing. For deflection, the value is y equal to constant into WL cube by EI. The constant value y is the lateral deflection, W is load on shaft, L is supported length of shaft, and E is the modulus elasticity, I is moment of inertia. For solid shaft, it is I equal to pi d to the power of 4 by 62. Hollow shaft, it is pi into capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 by 64. So here constant value will be changing depend on the support system and manner of load distribution. So if it is simply supported with center load, concentrated load at center, then y equal to WL cube by 48 EA. 1 by 48 is constant here. For cantilever shaft with the load at free and then the deflection is y equal to WL cube by 3A. Here 1 by 3 is the constant value. So angle of twist should not be more than 1 degree in a length equal to 20 times its diameter of shaft. So in the same way, deflection is limited to 0.84 mm per meter length of the shaft. So this is what